And I want to invite Ranjit and Liz to come up
Yay!
and share. All right, and beautiful family. I love that photo.
Thank you.
So awesome. So yeah, tell us a little bit about yourselves, your background.
You got to hold it real high.
Yeah.
Sure. Hi. So my name is Ranjit Jacob, and I'm an IT engineer. Been working in IT for the past 25 years now.
My name is Liz. I'm a licensed CPA. I've been in the industry for about 20 years now.
Now that's a conservative job, is not an accountant and a guy full of it.
And she started when she was 12, so. And 4 beautiful children.
Yes, we
so.
have 4 little kids. Our youngest is 1, and our oldest is 11. 11, yes.
Awesome. Okay, so yeah, how did y'all find Lifestyles? What made y'all decide to take the leap and get involved?
Yeah. So working in a corporate job, I always knew there was going to be a day when you would, or get laid off, or something would come up your way. So I was always in the lookout for a passive income, but I really didn't know what was the right approach to do that. That's when I ran into one of my friends who was a lifestyle member, and he owned multiple single-family properties, and he was at that time investing in multifamily deals as well. So he introduced me to lifestyle, and I was here on a Thursday, just like everyone sitting here, and the following Saturday, I just signed up for the preferred program, and later I signed up as a challenger member. Purchased a few single-family homes, and from there, after a couple of years, I upgraded to the PICS program.
Cool.
Awesome. All right. And so we're going to talk about this house. This was the first one you bought,
This
right?
is the very
Okay.
first one, yep.
So, and this one you actually just recently sold
Yes.
in September. So,
Right.
but we've got some nice before and after.
But this is nice because
photos.
we're going to show something, what happened full cycle to it from the beginning.
Yep.
Yeah, so those pictures on the left there, you can see just what a gem this was. So I'm sure you all want to buy the next house you find that looks just like that. But you can see from the pictures on the right that they, beautiful rehab, made it a very nice, clean, functional property for someone to live in. So
Really quick, how much work did you do on this property?
Nothing really.
See, they're good students. Give them a hand.
all right, so we'll talk about the numbers. So cash out of pocket, about $50,000. And monthly cash flow, we're making $340 a month, or about $4,000 a year during your ownership of this house. So 8.2% return. And then, and this number down here at the bottom, the equity capture, that's what you actually walked away with at the closing table, your total. With a
Now,
$50,000.
Yeah, coming to cash flow, this number went up a little bit because back in 2020, 2021, we did a cash out refinance on this property.
Okay.
When the interest rate were I believe at 3.5% or something. And since then, we did see the rent increase, and we always renewed the lease with a higher rent. So I believe at the time when I sold the property, I was making close to $400, so probably a little
Awesome.
bit.
Who'd be okay turning 50 grand to 127,000? Is that 100% return? Give them a hand. They did it. That, just so you know, this is the most excited a CPA and an IT guy gets. That was like them jumping up and down, doubling their money. Just pretend that in your head, okay? Who's with me? Where's all my conservative? How many of you are in the IT industry in this room? Those people are all full of it. See, that's your crowd right there. They're all jumping up and down right now.
And this is the actual document from the closing. So 127,000 and then about 20,000 in cash flow while you owned it. So almost 150.
Wait.
Yeah.
If they were true type Bs, where's the 61 cents? You rounded the number.
I rounded it. That was me.
Okay, I was going to say, because that probably bothered her, because she's a CPA.
I'm sorry. And then these are your other houses that you currently still own.
Currently
Yes.
own, yep.
So
That's
you've
correct.
done very well here. So almost 30,000. I'm sorry, 20,100 and 29,124.
You can round up.
Yeah.
In annual cash flow on the 5 houses that you currently have.
Right.
And over $500,000 in equity.
Give him a hand. $500,000. That's nice.
Incredible.
You own Mesquite?
Yeah, they're the king and queen of Mesquite.
That looks like the Taj Mahal.
It is.
It
It
is.
is.
Yeah.
It is. Yep.
So, yeah, I guess having all that extra cash flow enables you to do some nice, fun family trips, and got lots of photos to show them off. So,
Exactly. So we were out for a 2-month vacation in India. You know, that's something that we never really got the chance to do for a very long time. So, you know, we were able to travel with the kids.
Yeah, the whole family.
Yeah, the whole family. You know, it was really a good time for us. And, you know, it's all because of the cash flow that you have that you were able to go ahead and do all this.
but that top bullet point right there, that's really exciting right
yes.
there.
Did you guys visit the basement?
No, you're not.
Okay, that's where Pee Wee's bicycle is, just so you know.
But Liz has completely retired from her corporate job.
All right. Yeah, that's awesome.
Congratulations.
Now I, stay home with the kids, help them. My kids, when he was little, he always complained that other moms showed up to school to do volunteer work, and I could never get off from work. But now with being able to stay home, I can go and volunteer at my kids' field trips and do other PTAs things with them, and they're very much excited about it.
So
And
freedom
that's
of time.
that's the biggest
yes.
factor is your kids.
Yes.
You know, because they see work mom and dad going to work every day, but now you get to bless them by spending time with them. That's great.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
Yes, and much more rewarding one at that. So, all right, tell us about your goals, short term, long term.
Yeah, so a couple of things that we really want to do right now is, we are seeing a lot of deals, single-family deals where you're seeing a good equity capture, 40 grand, 50 grands. I was just talking to her, and we are kind of thinking about buying a couple of more single-family properties, so that we could capture the equity, and probably, now that we realized the feel when you sell a property and you get all this money hit your bank. So we want to make use of the current market and capture those equities. So we are going to be really on the lookout for buying a couple of single-family homes. In addition to that, there's a property that I've been owning for like close to 4 years now. I'm probably going to be looking at selling it sometime early next year. Didn't want to do it this year because of tax reasons and the capital gain, so you're planning to do that next year. We're planning to do an Alaskan cruise, and we just got the tickets booked, so that's almost
there you
done.
go.
Yeah, and yeah, and finally, my brother-in-law, he just moved to Dallas from New York, so I want to get him signed to the PICS program, and get him started to it too.
That's good.
Yep.
That legacy thing, bringing out the relatives,
Yeah,
cool.
just tend to bring our family along for the ride
Yep.
for sure. So,
Yeah, I think I met every one of your relatives now.
yeah, I have 4 generations.
Oh, they
in
keep coming to my
family, yeah.
seminar.
All right. So, who's on your team? You guys, you used Lifestyles Realty.
Yes.
To find your properties.
Yep.
You've worked with. You guys have been around a long time, so you've worked with some other single family mentors, Rick and Lori. All those vendors. How did you find all those people?
All the vendors that I've worked with are from the lifestyle vendors list. So yeah.
Perfect. So.
Cool. So I want to ask you a quick question before we take it for everybody else. Remember when you first came to the seminar, you're skeptical, you're scared. What advice would you give new people thinking about coming this weekend? What advice would you give the new people thinking about real estate for first time?
Yeah, so my personal advice is once you attend a 2-day seminar, you'll get a lot of good information. Once you get the information, just act. You don't have to, if you don't want to jump directly into multifamily, you can still start off with single family like I did, buy a few property, get comfortable with it, and then you could later upgrade to the PICS program. But if you really can get directly into the PICS program, that's probably the way to go. You could just invest passively in multifamilies and just stay out of it. I personally am invested in 3 deals. in multifamily. So, you just pay the money and then there's nothing basically for you to do. You're just a passive. Out of the 3 deals, one of the deal was a yield play. So, this year itself, I did get 3 distributions. The other 2 are value plays. So going into the deal itself, I knew that, it's going to take a couple of years to kind of turn around. So I'm just waiting for it, hopefully next year. But yeah, you need to act. That's what.
And I'll explain all that multifamily stuff this weekend, how that works.
Yep.
Awesome. So let's take a couple questions.
Okay. I noticed your insurance guys there at the back of the room.
Yes, Lee.
Lee.
Where's Lee Siegel?
Lee Siegel back there.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you're way back there.
Let's
Okay.
see.
There you go.
Cool.
Good guy.
Okay.
You got a question
Check.
right there.
Have you done 1031 exchanges on the houses?
The question was, did you do a 1031 exchange? I'll teach you about that this weekend, where you can run from one property to another and pay no taxes. That's the simplest way to explain it.
Yeah, so far we haven't done a 1031 exchange. This year, however, because Les is a real estate professional, so, we didn't want to do that.
Sometimes
and-
you don't even have to do 1031s if you have.
Yeah, it
different
just works out
qualifiers.
better for our tax way not to do dented.
Great question. Anybody else in the room? Otherwise online. There's one
Jonathan.
right there. The question was, how long did it take you to acquire all 5 properties?
So the first 3 properties were all bought in a year. It's because we wanted to invest the first one, rehab it, rent it out, because we weren't really that comfortable at that because it was the first property.
That's the way you should do it. I don't want you buying 2 and 3 at a time when you're new. You buy one, you put a renter in there, you refinance it, get totally through it, then you're allowed to buy another one. If you don't do that, look in the back of your book. There's something that says.
And after we bought the 3rd property, it kind of, I specifically knew that I was going to be looking for properties in the Mesquite area because that's the market that I knew and I was comfortable with. So when we closed on the deal, we would actually go back to our realtors and ask them to start looking for the next one too. So.
You have a question right there, sir.
Yeah. Do you guys use a property manager or do you do all of
Great question. So the question was, do you use a property manager or you do it on your own?
We do everything ourselves, but we have a handyman on call. If a renter calls us with an issue, we call them up and say, hey, there's an issue at this property. Schedule time and go fix it.
And that's a great question, because this weekend I'll show you how you can screen and do it yourself. Or if you don't want to, yes, you can just pay somebody to do all that for you. You can do it whichever way you want. They're greedy Americans, which is great, capitalists. They want more money for themselves. And no one will care more about your money than who? You. So I like that they're screening their own residents.
And when you fix everything up front, like they do
Yep.
a rehab, it eliminates the need for a lot of maintenance on those properties too. So you're really just paying somebody to collect money and give it to you a few days later.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you guys giving back, sharing your story, inspiring some people. Everybody give them a hand. Thank you so much, guys.